Hey, have you noticed how easy it is to cause trouble, to get someone agitated, to slander someone? Have you noticed how many problems there are around us, whether it's friendships or family members agitating each other, hurting each other, slandering, biting at each other, or it's politics or countries against countries. This is Walk and Talk 196. We're talking about the troublemaker, the individual that likes to stir strife, stir it up, create problems, conflict. So I'm going to give you some insights on the troublemaker. First, I'm going to read from Proverbs chapter 6, verse 19. And it's one verse. And it says that basically God hates a false witness who declares lies and one who spreads strife among brothers. In other words, the troublemaker with close friends, close family members. So what I want you to understand from Proverbs chapter 6, starting in verse 16 to 19, is there's a right behavior and a wrong behavior from God's point of view. You want to do right by each other. Right to your spouse, right, do the right thing to your children, your grandchildren, to your neighbors, co-workers. You want to behave in such a way that is positive, not negative, healthy, helpful, not hurtful. So notice that the text in the Bible, Proverbs chapter 6, verse 19, says that God is in complete disagreement. He detests someone who spreads strife, causes trouble between people that know each other, among brothers. There's a close familial relationship. They know each other. So first thing I want to suggest to you is, number one, there is a God who has laws, who has boundaries, who says this is right, this is wrong. And if you're a troublemaker, not only are you anti-God, but God is anti-you. Back in Proverbs chapter 6, starting in verse 16, it says there's things that God hates. Even the word abomination is in this verse. Abomination and hate is like detesting. I can't stand that behavior, God is saying. So I'm simply saying to you, number one, don't be an island. Follow the rules of God. If God says that's wrong, don't do it. And the second thing is using your mouth to slander, using your words to gossip, using your words to lie, to bear false witness, to slander, to manipulate someone that you know, someone close to you. God hates. Now, hear the strong language. Proverbs chapter 6, verses 16 to 19 says that when you lie, when you make trouble, when you slander, when you gossip, when you go against the truth with someone close to you, like a close friend, like a family member, like a coworker, someone that you have a close relationship to. It could be under oath or it could not be. Either way it works. God is against you. There is a God who has created boundaries for good behavior, healthy behavior, and he says, don't do that bad stuff. Don't do that stuff that hurts people, that brings trouble. Notice another practical suggestion. You can hurt people with your words. You can spread strife. You can take your words, say something false about a family member, a friend, a coworker. You can put something on social media and say something false, something evil, something wicked. You can say a lie. You can get other people in trouble, meaning you can make their life miserable. So often revenge or jealousy or bitterness is usually connected to slander or gossip. Often people want to become their own law, create their own rules, and we hurt other individuals, even people close to us. I think at the root of this, God wants love, God wants kindness, God wants truth. God is not looking to advance a lie. God is not trying to bring harm to you or your family, and he doesn't want you to harm. He doesn't want you to lie. He wants you to live according to the truth. And the truth is lies and slander and gossip, God detests. I think this is pushing an agenda of integrity. God wants you to live by truth. God wants you to live by his truth, not your truth. By his justice, not your justice. By his laws. So truth comes from God. Not you. You don't determine what's right or wrong. You look at what God says in the Bible, and God says this is right, this is wrong, and if you don't follow, then you've moved over into lies and deception. You've moved over into wickedness. You're trying to falsify, slander, hurt someone close to you. You've become, here's another practical suggestion, troublemaker. How often in the extended family that you have, do people, your family members, your extended family members, how often do you see them, do you watch them say things purposely to hurt some other family member? I'm saying it happens a lot. Whether it's in a family or in a friendship group, it's almost like we try to stab each other with our words. We try to hurt each other with our words. And I'm encouraging you to be careful. Simply the Bible is saying, don't become a troublemaker. Don't distort the truth and fraud someone, especially someone close to you. I'm encouraging you not to be a troublemaker because God says he detests that. You can have God on your side or you can have God against you. And God is in the text, Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16 to 19, says that God hates. That's a strong statement. He doesn't want us to do anything that falsifies the truth, like slander, like lying, like manipulating, like gossiping. Let me give you a practical suggestion. Troublemaking, creating problems for someone else, is purposeful. We're talking about you or I or someone else spreading, creating a problem, lying about someone else in order to hurt them. I don't know if you see the gossip and the slander on social media, but just look in your own family, or look on social media, or listen to the news. It just seems like if people are not creating problems for other people, people are not happy. It's almost like they have to offer a dig. People have regularly throughout history used words, used a lie. People throughout history have chosen to not live by truth, but live by a lie and slander. You don't want to do that, because immediately the text is saying God is now working against you. A practical suggestion. Do you want God in your favor, or do you want God correcting you? There's enough problems in life with day-to-day life. You don't want to add more problems to your plate. We're talking about being a peacemaker, not a troublemaker. I'm talking about lifting people up. I'm talking about don't set people up to lie about them, to manipulate them, to hurt them. Don't set out a wicked plan to bring harm to anyone. It can be someone close to you. It can be someone that's at work. It could be anyone. God wants you to lift people up, not tear people down. He wants you to be a peacemaker, a truth teller. Live your life in the truth. I had a conversation just yesterday. A young man in his mid-20s met for the first time. He talked about his discouragement, his fears, his depression. He shared how he's been condemned by family members, trash talk, put down, slandered against most of his life. And he's now cycling all of these negative statements, these slanderous, condemning, evil statements in his head. And in his mind, there is a continuous feedback loop of these negative, condemning statements from family members. And that's all he's listening to. In other words, he's not listening to truth. He's listening to a cycle of lies, because the people in his life created slander. They created lies. You can speak truth in love, but you can't speak lies in love. You can speak truth in love, but you can't speak lies in love and think that it's okay. God is against you. I'm encouraging you. This is Walk and Talk 196, February 1st, 2024. I'm encouraging you, don't be a troublemaker. Let me give you a practical suggestion. When you don't like something, ask neutral questions. When something that you disagree with, go to the source, especially the source of authority, or the person that said something that you don't like, and just simply ask permission. Can I ask you some questions? And then clarify through your questions what was said. And make sure that you're operating in the truth. If you discover that what they are saying is slanderous, can I just encourage you? Speak the truth in love. Don't be slanderous back. If they're lying against you, don't lie back. And I encourage you, suggestion, stay calm. If you've spoken the truth in love to them and they continue their behavior or they refuse to admit the truth, find someone that is smarter than you, more mature. Find someone who's wiser, who's willing to go with you, and the two of you sit down with that individual and speak the truth in love. Many times in life, we're trying to go through life fast and we're trying to take shortcuts. Truth, speaking the truth in love, it will take some time. It may not be fast. You may have to slow down, make an appointment, find someone smarter, wiser, more mature, and speak the truth in love. Now, good chance the slanderous individual may not agree. There's a good chance they'll continue to dig in and promote their lie or deny it. That's okay. You took a witness with you, someone wiser. You spoke the truth in love again. Leave it alone. If it continues, the slandering, can I just encourage you? Take a second person with you. Two people that you trust. Ask these two individuals to go with you and sit down with that individual and speak the truth. Now, if the slanderer, the gossiper, the troublemaker does not agree with you, I would encourage you to put some distance between you and them. Disconnect. That may mean that you have very little contact with them. I would encourage you to, that person is not trustworthy, that slanderer, that troublemaker. That person you probably don't want to keep dialoguing with. Some of you are saying, well, Roger, what if it's a family member? You may want to spend a lot of time listening and very little time dialoguing. And may I simply ask you, pray that God, as God is working on that individual, remember, God is against a slanderer. God is against a troublemaker. Pray that God will break that individual's heart. I'm encouraging you, don't be a troublemaker. Don't be a liar. Don't be a cheater. I'm encouraging you, Proverbs chapter 6, verse 19 Don't be a troublemaker. Don't spread lies. Don't spread slander anywhere. Social media, emails, text messages, telephone calls, anywhere. This is Walk and Talk 196. I'm inviting you to study the Bible. Our church would welcome you to study the Bible in small groups. We have our worship services in small groups on Sundays and during the week. If you're available this coming Sunday at 9:30 and 11 for worship services, if you're available for small groups at 8, 9:30, and 11, and throughout the week, men's groups, small groups for women, teenagers, we would more than willing to support you in studying the Bible. First Baptist Church, Tempe, Arizona, 4525 South McClintock, 480-839-0926. We're at the cross streets of McClintock and US 60 on the southeast corner, First Baptist Church. Love to meet you. If our pastoral staff, if we can help you in any way, give a call to the church. You can find out more information about our church. Go to our website, fbc-tempe.org. This is Walk and Talk 196, February 1, 2024. Don't be a troublemaker. Have a great day.